Hello and welcome to day 5. You done good? You did a good job. Nearly a full work week done. Not that you get weekends off. But yeah, almost done. This one went straight in. So I'm gonna come out of the gate flying with this. If you notice any slight differences in the sort of the outcomes, turns out if you close the game from here, the game doesn't like it. And it thinks this is part of day 4, not part of day 5, which is very odd. So I'm gonna have to find a way to fix that. But yeah, day 5. Our founder A has said this to me many a time. Each successful experiment makes you a better person. The greatness of this company was founded on multitudes of trials and hardships, so you too shall become great. Each day in the company is another small experiment towards shaping your life for the better. How's your day been today? People at home. Well, of course it was fine. Let's spare the pleasantries, no? Manager, how has your life been? I mean, it's been alright, yeah. Leading a normal life could be considered an achievement in this day and age. Aren't you correct there, Angela? Although one can always improve upon the quality of their life. This is a simple metaphor, but the seed of a tree will not grow just anywhere. It requires fertile soil, the right temperature, and fresh water. However, most seeds fall on barren soil. For those malfallen seeds, stretching out their roots and sprouting even small leaves, a challenge is full of pain. I cannot provide you with water or sunlight. However, I will do my best to tend the soil. So yeah, day 5, we get to do the last expansion of the control department. And it'll... Wait, it didn't ask me what... Oh, they can only store 4. Oh, that's why it never asked me. Because it can only store 4. We're only going to have 4 people working. Yeah, we only got 3 lob points. So we're not going to spend them on a new person. When we got 4 perfectly good ones. One thing I've worked out, you can spend the stuff in here. So we're going to get another ego suit. Some of these might be slightly different from what you remember. As I say, we did this. Yep, we read all that. We don't have enough. We got enough to get the suit if we wanted the suit, but I kind of want the gun. The gun's so it's powerful. We'll go through actually that today when I was watching. Well, not watching the recordings, but when I was, changing them. I worked out that. Oh yeah, these are the bonuses you get, by the way. So, if the clerks are alive, basically they get these bonuses. So all agents across the entirety of the map would get +1 to their move speed. When it's at level 2, they get +3, and when it's level 3, they get +5. That's quite a bit, because from what I remember, their base move speed is like she's got 19. So, it's not a big increase. I don't know if this number is a percentage or not. I could see this being a percentage, but like +5 on a, on a 27 is pretty good. I actually don't know if this +8 is including these bonuses. I assume it's not, because these are based on the number of clerks, and I don't know the number of clerks because we're not in a thing. The continued service benefit is basically when someone works somewhere, I think it shows it on them. Yeah, it's this actually. I know what it is. It's this buff, right? So Susan has worked there 1 day, so she gets +3, whereas Hannah over here has worked here 4 days. So tomorrow it'll go to level 2 and she'll get +5. I think that's how it works. I think it's that many days. I think it's like every 5 days they get a bonus. So yeah, the control one is going to be the monitoring one, which is why they made them move quicker, and then these are the research projects you've done. Essentially, you're not meant to move people around teams unless you absolutely have to, for some reason. If someone is in a team, they're better for being in that team for longer. I maxed this out again. As I say, I had to replay day 4 because the game freaked out. So we read all this, we saw all this. We got 14 of these boxes, which isn't enough to buy things, so we'll get the escape information. It's clip off the counter. It's actually quite low, but because it's not that asked, it basically only goes down if you do something bad or if you do a work type that isn't instinct. And these are the defensive stats, because this one can actually escape and has abilities, unlike this one. It has stats, so you can see that, like, if I wanted to damage it, I'd be best off using blue, Justice, which makes sense when you think about it. Like, the Justice is like the hardest one, the pale damage is like the hardest one to get access to. You know, you've seen a lot of red weapons, white weapons, black weapons are pretty powerful because they do damage to both. So this thing's weak against, it's weak against the red, so it'd be weak against its own weapon. You'll find that quite a lot, is the armor they give you will have resistances correlating to their ability, to like the stat they have. So like this thing gives out white, it would do white damage, and the armor is better against white damage as well. Same with this thing, it would do white damage, so its weapon does white damage, and the armor it gives you is good against white damage. It's also good against black damage. You don't very often find abnormalities that do black damage, mostly because it's terrifying. As I say, it damages both of your stats, so it's like twice as bad. If something's doing, you know, 5 red damage, it's doing 5 damage to your health. If something's doing 5 sanity damage, it's doing 5 damage to your sanity. If something's doing 4 or 3 black damage, it's dealing it to both, and while the numbers are lower, which seems like it wouldn't be as bad, because you're taking it to both, it means it doesn't really matter for it doesn't really matter like which stat is higher, it matters which stat's lower. So this is why quite often you'll see I'll train someone and they'll have both of them leveled. We'll just start the day, because this one might be quite a short day. Actually, see, we gotta get 80, so we're gonna get quite a lot of boxes today. This we don't need to pick up until something escapes. Oh, this is the most recent. I didn't know this. For some reason, I didn't notice that was a box. So today's object is just to basically get some good research in. Buffy leveled up the purple. Is anyone I want to level up red? I quite like the idea of... Oh, bugger. It's fine. I forgot to equip their items. Well, that'll be a tomorrow job, I guess. Instinct. So they all kind of need instinct leveling. You've got the lowest amber, so you can go in and try. Yep, and then we'll do that one last. The megahertz does white damage. But we've got blue. I don't really want to train in blue at the minute. This might be a case of doing red and then... No, actually, it'd be nice to have Hannah with a point in blue. And then with this guy, we're going to send Susan in, because we could really do with Susan having level 2 instinct. Sorry, prudence. Yeah, having level 2 white, because she just has low sanity. Like, one of the positive things about someone having low sanity is it's easier for them to go insane. That's not the positive, sorry. The positive is that if it's easier for them to go insane, it's also easier to heal their insanity. The next time someone goes insane, you'll see this, but... we'll send Hannah. I like the idea of Hannah being quite tanky. This did not go well. Holy crap. This says agent en route. Oh, that means I'm en route to the job done here. You know what, Buffy, you can go do it. I don't know why her thingy rate is so high, a success rate for that, but don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We could do the second person with level 2 temperance. We'll send... send Susan. Papode. That was really good. That was really well done. Oh, this has to be in one day. This mission can't be completed over multiple days. Oh. I didn't know that. That's good to know. We might do a long day today then. We might try and get this mission done. Because it's very important you getting the missions completed. They're kind of how you advance both the story and also... Sorry. They're how you advance the story and they're also how you, like, get stuff thingied. I'm gonna put her in an insight. That seems weird, but because she'll take more damage from thingying it, her skills are more likely to level up. We're gonna send... We really need Hannah to get a different skill that isn't Fortitude, honestly, because... it is kind of coming at the detriment. Of her other skills. You know what? Let's. So we've got 2 blues and 1 purple. So we could do with another purple. Well, we're gonna try Hannah in purple. Obviously not on this one. With the blue, we're gonna put Susan on this white again. I know it seems silly, but the negative, not boot, like the downside you get for sending someone to work something that they're bad at. Like they've taken no damage from, is lower than the boost you get from having gotten more of these boxes, essentially. So like if we look at Susan, right? So I've sent her in to train Prudence on +6. When she comes out, she'll get XP based on how much of this she's done. So it'll go from a +6 to a +13. So she gained 7 points, right? So, but part of that is because of how much HP she lost. She's at like no sanity, so she actually gained a boost to the amount of XP she gained while she was in there. So she gained a lot of XP, whereas if I wait and send so someone with really high blue, like Amber, if we send Amber in there to do this, notice she's got a +0 on her pale skill, right? So when she goes in, we'll just keep sending people into these because we're trying to trigger these. We need to trigger quite a lot more to finish the mission. Oh, hers leveled up. So a lower success rate than these two. I don't quite know why. I assume it's because their purple's higher. But I didn't realize it made that much of a difference. Oh, she's actually got the dog ears. She actually got them. Sorry, so yeah, so Amber has +0. Remember that. Although her higher skill doesn't actually seem to be mattering at the moment. Watch her. So remember, she got 7. So she got 7 boxes as well. And her justice, but her justice only went up by 2, note. Because, 1, it's a leveled skill, so she gets less because of that. She gets a bit less because she already has the skill leveled. I think justice might also be harder to level, but also if you know, Amber didn't take that much damage while she was in there. She only took... She went in with 32 and came out with 32, so she didn't actually... It came out with 15, so she only took like... I mean, she took half her health, but it wasn't that much in the grand scheme of things. I don't even know if she was at full when she went in. Essentially, it takes like a percentage of how much damage you take as your thing, and also like your agent rank and stuff. There's a whole thing that goes into it, but because they're quite similar in their stats, it shouldn't have mattered. Okay, so we need to send somebody in here. May as well. Actually, may as well. Yeah, we'll send someone in here because it takes less time. We'll train someone in purple. As I say, it'd be nice to have a second purple. This is, by the way, why it lets you change these. Is because I think... Oh no. Yeah. So, she used to have the headband, but it's gone now. It can be replaced in a slot. That's the... Wait, this is glowing. That's actually not amazing. Susan, go and grab that. Because I don't really want someone just carrying this around. The bonus with the Heart of Aspiration is there's no real downside to it. As long as you never tell them to return it, there's no downside. It'll just heal really fast and have a higher attack speed, right? So as I say, there's no bad part to it. I think these might be like stat goals. So see how it's on the 17 plus the 13. The plus 13 is what she's gotten from having worked there. Repression. Let's send you into work repression. Let's do instinct training, and let's send Buffy in. I say when this goes up, if it doesn't say like 2 again, we'll give up. I'm not about doing this another load of times. There is technically nothing stopping you from doing this. The amount of XP they earn, apparently, I think, stales. So, like, there's not too much point in doing it. Because, like, you can get, because there's a limit to the amount of stuff you can get from each of these. It kind of, there's not really any reason to do it. We'll send someone in here again, just to get him. See, like, she's, like, not really earning Temperance XP. Later on, it become more of a thing as well, because there'd be, like, worse things that could happen. As these clip-off things get worse. We'll send... Again, we'll send Buffy down here. And we'll send... Amber over here. And then we'll send Susan in here to try and train her instinct a little bit. Dun 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 dun. It's annoying that these don't count for this, because it means that, like, they're gonna have to go into each of these again once each. Then we're gonna have to get 2 more, and then someone's gonna have to go and complete their time with the containment units. And it's just quite a lot of, like... It'd help if I was playing this on 2 times. That would make this take way less time. Again, we're gonna just send Susan in here. We're getting to the point where, like, these guys probably have quite low rates of getting levels from these. So we're sort of just looking to get these done as fast as possible. Again, Amber in there. Wait, actually, Amber in there. I'm just checking her. Yeah. Yeah, now 2 more all thingy. Then we just gotta do the work for those 2. Which means I just gotta do these 2 again. And then we'll buy some equipment. And that'll be today's work done. You know, days get easier. It gets a lot more complicated very quickly. Today will be the last easy day on the job. Once there starts being more of the map unlocked, that's when it starts being a little bit more fucked. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It gets a little bit a little bit more fucky once there's... more stuff to manage. But you can't move the abnormalities. Once they're in these, they're in these. So that's why these guys are like the control group, right? So one thing to consider is, remember when we were looking at the upgrades before? Right, we're done. Remember when we were looking at the upgrades previously? There was an upgrade that was like, can send people from this one somewhere else. Because there's basically no point in me ever using this again, except for like, look, like, I'm pretty sure here I can get, so there's no reason, I can't do anything with these unique P boxes. They're just gonna sit there. There's no point. If you wanted to get this ego gift, like, there's an SP +2, but like, that's not very good for a hat. Like when you consider that, like, Papodes gives +4 HP. I know this other stuff is bad, but like, if you want to make a combat person, +4 HP is way better than the other than 2 SP. And like this one, for example, with the movement attack speed, this one's just really, really good as a brooch. I don't think anyone actually has one of these yet. I'll buy both of these. So essentially, if you look, none of these, except for the dog, is like worth... None of these except the dog is like worth me ever doing again. There's basically no point me ever doing this again unless I really need the P boxes, because this one would be quite easy to do. Now I have the gun and the gifting. If you want to get the gift, so whoever has this equipped ideally would get this gift. So whoever I end up keeping this on permanently should ideally come in here and keep spamming this one out until they get this ego gift. Unless I already have someone that just happens to have it. Which I don't think I do. I don't think anyone just happened to get it. Even though we've been sending people in there quite a lot. Like, I think we've definitely sent more than 20 people into these. To say that, like, one of the people that actually has one, Hannah, already had one. Like, one of them had the crown, from what I remember. Oh wait, that might have happened in the day that never was. Yeah, actually, the crown might have happened in the day that never was. But, like, we've done quite a lot. And to say we've only got one ego gift, potentially two, is kind of crazy. So if someone got this, like, giving them the armor and the gun wouldn't be the end of the world. It'd give them a lot of attack speed and SP. You'd have to keep them away from people because with the lack of SP would mean that if they were against something that dealt damage to their sanity, that would be really bad. Yeah, I'm just going to check if there's any new lore, because as I say, we won't really be checking up on these much anymore. There's a new audio recording. There's a lot of text. Oh, we did this bit. We did this bit. And this bit. Here we go. Reply. Okay, so we leave to reply. Your requests have been accepted. P.S. In your next message, please make sure you attach 5 different photos of the goodest boy in the world. Thank you in advance. That was the last bit of lore we got. We did all the rest of the lore for this area. So, can complete work day 5. We did very good. We got fortitude increase on Barfi. No, not on Barfi. Yeah, on Barfi, she got a fortitude increase. Hannah got a fortitude increase. We got a lot of stat ups. We got prudence upgrade on Susan. This is pretty good. We got 9 lob. Is that right? We got 9 lob. That's crazy if we did. But yeah, I'll see you on the next day. Hope you enjoyed today. It was a bit of a short day. Actually, I think, honestly, in terms of like time spent doing management, was probably more. But in terms of like length of episodes, it's probably quite a short one. So I'll see you tomorrow for your next day of work.